The sky over Los Angeles was painted in a deep amber hue, the kind that only appeared when the day wasn't ready to end and the night was already impatient. The city pulsed with its usual energy, cars rushing, people chasing, deals being made, but tucked away in the quiet hills stood an old studio that seemed untouched by time. It wasn't glamorous. It didn't shine, but it carried weight. Inside, the air was still. A single lamp cast a soft glow across a wooden table. Two chairs faced each other, not aggressively, but not casually either, like they were meant for something important. Something unresolved. The door opened. He didn't hesitate. Donald Trump walked in like he owned the building, even though for once he didn't. His posture was firm, his expression calculated. Every step echoed slightly, not because the room was empty, but because silence dominated it. "Interesting place," he said, glancing around. "Not exactly Mar-a-Lago." From the shadows, a voice answered. "It's not meant to impress." Clint Eastwood stepped forward slowly, his presence calm, grounded, like a man who had already seen everything and wasn't in a hurry to prove anything anymore. Trump smirked. Most places are. Eastwood didn't react to the tone. He simply gestured toward the chair. "Seat." Trump paused for a fraction of a second, not out of uncertainty, but calculation, then took the seat. "You don't usually invite people like me to quiet places," Trump said. "People invite me to big rooms. Cameras. Crowds. No," he said quietly. "You hear what benefits you." That landed, but Trump didn't show it. Instead, he smiled. "Let me guess. This is the part where you lecture me about power." Eastwood shook his head. "No, this is the part where I ask you if you even understand it." Trump's smile widened slightly. "I built an empire. I became president. I think I understand power better than most." Eastwood leaned forward just a little. "That's influence, not power." The room seemed to tighten. Trump's eyes narrowed, not in anger, but interest. "Explain." Eastwood didn't rush. "Influence is loud. It demands attention. It thrives on being seen." He paused. "Power is quiet. It doesn't need validation." Trump chuckled. "Sounds poetic, not very realistic." Eastwood's gaze didn't shift. "That's because you've never had to be quiet." Outside, the wind picked up slightly, brushing against the windows. Trump tapped his fingers lightly on the armrest. "You call me here to say this?" "I called you here," Eastwood said, "because you're at a point where most men don't realize what they've become." Trump leaned forward now. "And what's that?" Eastwood held his gaze. "A character. Silence. Not the comfortable kind." Trump exhaled slowly. "We're all characters, Clint. That's life." Eastwood shook his head. "No, most people are people. You became a story." Trump didn't immediately respond. "A story people argue about," Eastwood continued. "A story people defend. A story people hate. And that's bad." Trump asked. "It's dangerous," Eastwood said. Trump tilted his head. "Dangerous for who?" Eastwood didn't miss a beat. "For you." A faint sound of distant thunder rolled across the sky. Trump leaned back again, but this time it wasn't as relaxed. "You think I don't know how to handle pressure?" "I think," Eastwood said slowly, "you've spent so much time controlling the narrative that you forgot what Trump laughed, but it was shorter this time. "Narratives don't control me. I control them." Eastwood's expression didn't change. "That's what every man says before the story turns on him." Another silence. Heavier now. Trump looked around the room again, as if seeing it differently. "This place," he said. "You've been here a long time, haven't you?" Eastwood nodded. "Long enough to watch people come in thinking they're invincible and leave realizing they're not." Trump smirked. "And you think I'm one of them?" Eastwood didn't answer immediately. Then, quietly, "I think you're not sure yet." That hit deeper than the others. Trump stood up suddenly, walking a few steps away, his back turned. "You know what I think," he said. Eastwood waited. "I think people like you romanticize struggle," Trump continued. "You make it sound noble. But at the end of the day, winning is what matters." Eastwood's voice was calm. "Winning what?" Trump turned. "Everything." Eastwood gave a small, almost invisible smile. "That's where you're wrong." Trump's jaw tightened slightly. "Enlighten me." Eastwood stood up now, slowly, deliberately. "You don't win everything," he said. "You trade." Trump frowned. trait. For every victory, Eastwood said, stepping closer, you could give something up. Time, trust, peace. He paused. Sometimes yourself. The words hung in the air. Trump didn't interrupt. For years, Eastwood continued, you've been trading, and you've convinced yourself you're only gaining. Trump's voice dropped a little. And you think I've lost something? Eastwood looked at him, not as an opponent, but as a man. I think, he said, you don't even remember what you had before all this. The storm outside intensified. Rain began to tap against the glass. Trump walked back to the chair but didn't sit. Let me ask you something, he said. All those movies you made, all those characters, did they ever regret their choices? Eastwood took a breath. The good ones did, and the bad ones? They realized too late. Trump looked down for a moment, just a moment, then back up. And which one am I? Eastwood didn't answer directly. That, he said, depends on what you do next. The room fell silent again, but this time, it felt different. Not tense, uncertain. Trump finally sat down again, slower now. For the first time since he walked in, he didn't have a quick response. Didn't have a line ready. Didn't have control. Outside, the rain kept falling. Inside, two men sat across from each other. Not as celebrity and president, not as actor and businessman, but as something much simpler. Two lives, two paths, and one question hanging quietly between them. What happens when the story you built starts writing you back?